What's up guys, welcome back to the vlog. Today I'm gonna be eating with you. I ordered Domino's. One of these is for my brother and my mom and the other one is for me. So I got, well, I'll show you what I got them first. Actually, I got Domino's, did I say that? I got them a Supreme pizza. Thumbnail. Hopefully they'll be excited to eat this. My mom gets home in like 2 hours and my brother's here. He's just asleep, I believe. And then for me, they put it in the wrong box. Usually it's like a smaller box, but I got a gluten-free pizza. I know it's gluten-free even though the box isn't. It doesn't say it because it's super thin and I've gotten it before, so I trust them, even though they kind of scared me with the box. But I trust them. I got Canadian bacon or ham, whatever you call it, with chicken on half of it. Lately, I'm gonna start eating and then we're gonna talk as well. Lately, I have been struggling with getting enough calories, I think, because I am trying to really stick to the gluten-free thing. I'm trying to stick to no dairy, no sugar, and no gluten. I am being really gentle with myself though. So when I say no dairy, like there's cheese on this, you know, but it's like, it's really hard to find things to eat that are enough calories that don't have those 3 things in it. So I'm just trying to be gentle with myself, but also like allow my body to feel good, because that's really why I'm doing it. Every time I eat cheese, or especially gluten is the thing I'm being like the most strict on, because gluten really fucks me up for a few days. And dairy is like a day, like a couple hours, honestly. So I'm like, I just need to get enough calories because I've been feeling so weak and tired the past 3 days. And I just kind of came to the conclusion that it's probably because I'm eating way less calories than I should be. And I calculated my calories from yesterday, this morning, to see, and I only ate 1,200 calories because I'm literally eating grilled chicken and potatoes all the time. So yeah, there's that. Let's go ahead and take a bite. Do I want one with chicken or do I just want, let's see, it's kind of hot. Let's do one with chicken. I put chicken. I love chicken, guys. I love it. If I could just eat chicken for the rest of my life, I think I would. Okay, look how teeny she is. Look how tiny. Okay. Oh my gosh. And Bentley, if you could see him right now, he's just like, please give me falling chicken. Let's take a bite. What the fuck is that? There's like a mushroom. It's hot. But good. Bringing out my jug. So let's talk about my life while I eat this piece of pizza. I have been feeling, honestly, so lost lately, and I kind of want to talk that out, like explain it, my thought process. So maybe I can hear myself say something I didn't even know that was in my brain, or you guys in the comments can give me some suggestions on how to kind of find not being lost. I don't know. We'll see. Let's just talk about it, okay? So, as you guys may or may not know, I live with my mom. This is my bed in the living room. I live with just my mom. My brother is actually here visiting from Oklahoma. He lives there with my father. And our lease is coming to a close here, so we're thinking about like what our next steps are and what we're gonna do after the lease is up. So the lease ends in March, and like I said, my brother's here right now, so we're kind of like talking about it. But I talked to my mom, and I'm typically like the decision maker in the family, so it's kind of stressful. My mom, I don't know, like she will take risks, but she needs someone else to like make the decision. And yeah, so I don't know, for some reason I just like took that role on. So now I'm like the decision maker of the family. Not even now, I feel like I always have been, but so I'm kind of like stressed for that because it leaves room for error, you know, like it leaves room for something bad to happen and it to be my fault, and I don't want that. So I know that's just like fear, so I'm trying to like step into the leadership position, step into like decision making. So I made like a pro and cons list and of all the different places we want to move. I live in Arizona right now, if you don't know that. My brother lives in Oklahoma. That is my home. That's my home base. That's my hometown. I'm from Claremore, Oklahoma. And yeah, I put those two on the list, staying here, going back, and also Texas. And then I also like looked up conservative states, and because living in Arizona, I thought it was a red state, but it is a blue state, which is fine, but I just don't think that's a place that I can thrive. I just feel more safe and secure with a leader that is more conservative, because I feel like they have more of like a head on their shoulders, like a solid head on their shoulders, and aren't scared to make tough decisions. And I just feel the difference from living in Oklahoma, like the government and money, wages, cost of living is just so different in Arizona than it is in Oklahoma. And I consider that to be because of who's running all of that, right? Like, who chooses what the minimum wage is? Like, who chooses, you know, like, they here are pretty left, which again is fine. Like, it's just a preference, you know? I've been to California, and I see Arizona kind of turning into California, and I'm not interested, just because, like, in Oklahoma and in most of the world, you can go somewhere, not have to pay for parking, and go into a park for free. There's free land everywhere in most of the world, right? But in California, there is not. You have to pay to go to parks. You have to pay to park at the beach. You have to like pay for all of these things. And I understand why, I do, but I just don't want to be a part of that. I feel like that makes life stressful and silly, and I feel like a lot of people here are living outside of their means, and in California, and I just don't have interest in that, you know? And I think it's more like a statewide thing than it is like person to person, because like if I move to California and I make minimum wage or even $5 over minimum wage, I'm still not going to be able to pay rent. So that makes people have roommates and paying $1,000, $1,500 for just a single room, and that just like really affects your mental health. It affects your happiness. It affects like your safety in the future, your retirement, because you're spending all of your money now. And I just want to stay away from that, you know? And I see Arizona going towards that. Again, these are my opinions. Like, I'm not here trying to like push anything on anyone. I just want to like say what I think, and what you think is perfectly fine as well, as long as it's thought out and you have reasons for why you think that, and you're not just like following something, you know? If you feel strongly about something, that is correct for you, and that is amazing, okay? But yeah, in Arizona, whenever the COVID thing started, our governor, or I think it's governor, right? I'm bad with like the labels, but like I know what's going on, you know? The governor or whoever, Ducey, I think that is a governor, right? I don't know. His name is, I think it's Governor Ducey, but he decided to go with California whenever they decided to like lock things down, and he truly believed otherwise, but he was scared he was going to get voted out, so he went with California. And I think that's going to be a consistent thing because we're right next to California, and I don't want to turn into California, and I don't want to be here when the housing market is even higher than it is right now. I just don't want to be here, you know, for that. But I love Arizona. I love the nature. I love the desert. I love the weird like critters. I love the people. I love everything. But it's just like, I don't want to be around for that. and Arizona has done so much good for me. So like I love it, but I think it's time to move on. I have goosebumps from talking about that. But yeah, so our options were kind of like Oklahoma, Texas, and then anything over there. I sometimes think about Florida too, but I think that like the cost of living is going up there as well. I think anywhere with a beach, it's gonna be very difficult to live. So my thought process is Texas has a beach as well. So that's kind of like Florida and Texas are kind of like the same thing to me. I don't know. They're both really conservative. They both have beaches in Galveston in Texas. That's where I would go, or near there. And they both have beaches. That's where I want to live. But you know, you see people from California going to Texas because of the taxes and because it has a beach, you know. And also Florida has a beach and they moved to Florida as well. So I'm like, I think it's probably going to be the best long-term decision to move somewhere in the Midwest, because who's going to move to Oklahoma? You know, like who is going to, and I don't know, like when Texas is overpopulated and when Florida is overpopulated, who's going to move to Oklahoma? Like I don't see people, no one knows the beauty yet. And I'm glad that I know the beauty. And actually, I kind of want to talk about this as well. Like, whenever I lived there my entire life. I'd never even been out of the state except for like 2 times before I moved. And that would be like once to Dallas and a couple times to Kansas, I think, like when I was really, really, really little. And then like maybe 1 time or 2 times to Missouri. So, I mean, I was lying about the 2 times thing, okay? I was over exaggerating. But seriously, I never really went anywhere. I think it's because we were in the Midwest, and like, where the fuck do you go for vacation if you want to drive? You know? Like, we were poor. We're not gonna like get on an airplane. We're gonna be like, okay, we need to drive however many hours to get somewhere. Anyways, I used to hate Oklahoma, but I think moving away to somewhere else made me like really appreciate what's going on there and the people and how I grew up and the school that I was in and how much people care about each other. And I don't know, I fucking miss it. And the nature, like I moved to Arizona, I was like, where the fuck are the trees, honey bun? Where are the trees? We have fake trees. We got like planted trees, you know, like palm trees. They're not even native to Arizona. Did you know that? I learned that like when I first got here. Anyways, side note, there's no nature here. I mean, the nature that I want, the nature that I'm used to like humid, like water everywhere, grass is as high as your fucking belly button, and you're like walking through the nature getting ticks on you. That's what I'm used to. Which might sound awful to some people, but that's how I grew up, and it's just the nature there. And I think it's beautiful now. And I used to like, I don't know, I really took advantage of it. There were literally deer in my backyard or my front yard growing up consistently growing up, and like bunnies and fucking like, I don't know, we have nature preserves, and I don't know, I just have really come to value the connection with the earth. And not that I can't do that here, but it's just dry and dirt, and I feel like I'm used to water, you know, so I just don't feel like satisfied. We definitely have lakes here. Like I can drive 30 minutes to Tempe and go to that lake. I can drive to a huge Pleasant Lake, maybe like an hour away. But my tiny ass hometown in Claremore, Oklahoma, that has like 20,000 people, our lake is bigger than any lake that we have here. People drive an hour, 2 hours, I don't know how far it is honestly, to go to Pleasant Lake, but it's smaller than the one I grew up with. And I just like, I took advantage of it. Like, I think because I never saw anything else, I thought like, this is how life is. Everyone has nature, but in California, you literally have to pay to go to nature. It's insane. I think that is like fucked up, honestly. It made me feel constricted. It made me feel like gross, like not safe. I did not like it. Just felt like there was like a lot of control. which again, like, I think a lot of people maybe like that, and that's fine, that's great, you know. But I think, like, the more you travel different places, you're like, oh, I like this about this place, I hate this about this place. And that, I'm really lucky that over the past 3 years I've been able to travel. I've been to Houston, Galveston, which I had never been before. I obviously had been to Texas, it's right next to Oklahoma, but like Dallas, you know, because it's really close to where I grew up. This year I went to Seattle, and I went to California the year before that, and I don't know, I've been to New Mexico the last 3 years, and I feel like I just got a taste of what the West Coast is like and versus the South and the Midwest, you know. I still haven't been to the North, or like Florida, like the Southeast. I want to, but I don't know, I'm really grateful that I've gotten the chance to spend 2 weeks in Seattle and spend 4 days in Houston and stuff like that. And it's really given me a lot of insight and knowledge on what I want. And it's so crazy, I never thought I would want to move back to Oklahoma. I literally left that place in a hurry. Like, I left because I wanted to escape, which I think a lot of people do, to like leave their hometown. And I feel like me moving to Arizona was my like college experience. I did not go to college, obviously, but like I got to move away, I got to be without my parents and like be in a whole new state by myself. And I just realized how much family matters to me, and how much like I don't want to just be by myself. Like, who just wants to like be by yourself and be with friends? Like, which is fine. Like, I think a lot of people like enjoy friendships more than I do. I just don't really like, my main priority in life is family. I already have people that I love and that I care about, so why would I leave them, you know? And I feel like I learned that lesson at 18, at 19. Like, I left and I was like, oh shit, they do a lot more like good in my life than bad, and I'm missing out on the good, you know. And I'm with these people that I don't even trust, like with a boyfriend or with friends in a different state that I don't even like feel like I can be myself with or trust or be safe with, you know. I think it's just, family relationships are just so special, and I will love them forever, and I just want to be with them. That is my main thing. I just want to be with them. I want us to have space to live together and just be together. That is the main thing for me. I could cry just like thinking about that. That's all I want. But I did need to move away to gain that perspective. I really did, because I did not feel like this before. Like, of course family was important to me, of course, but I was always like on the search for something bigger, on the search for a career or friends that are better or boyfriends that are better or whatever, and like making my own family, you know. That's what I was focused on. I thought like at 18 I had it all figured out, and that's what I wanted. But the older I get, it's like, damn, family is the only thing you can count on. I just like keep, Bentley's over here and he keeps like looking, so I'm like, what do you see, bro? What do you see? I hate that. He creeps me the fuck out sometimes. Let's see if he'll do a trick. Come here, come in. Can you see? You gotta get up, buddy. Here. Jump. Good boy. I gave him a tiny piece of chicken. Tiny. He's a little talented man. He can, you know, he can stand on 2 feet. He's very talented. But yeah, so with all that being said, I believe I'm moving back to Oklahoma. I'm like scared to say that because I feel like people will perceive me as like I'm moving backwards, or maybe I just think that of myself, that I'm like moving backwards. But I don't know, like no one's moving backwards. I just have to like tell myself that I'm not moving backwards. I have so much perspective and life experience now that I didn't have before, and I still want to go back to Oklahoma, you know? Like, I'm not like backpedaling. I'm like, wow, I had something so good and I left it and it's still there. Like, and now I appreciate it so much more. Like, I think sometimes you really need a breath, whether it's from people or honestly like from yourself and your mind. You know, you need a breath. And I needed that from Oklahoma. I needed that from my high school. I needed that from my friends in my hometown. I needed that from exes. I needed a breath to find me and to become my own person outside of my hometown. Whenever you grow up in a really small town, people kind of like obviously assume who you are because they have seen you like grow up, you know? Like, I went to high school with the same dudes, you know, like from preschool to senior year, you know, like and I like my same friends, like my best friend Celeste and my best friend Chloe from high school. We were friends from like junior high, like 6th, 7th grade. I don't know specifically, but you know, like stuff like that. And I just knew them forever, and I didn't know how to like remove myself and find myself without moving. So that's personally what I needed to do, and I think that's what a lot of people need to do. But now I'm like, I want to go back. And the pros about Oklahoma, I just like almost had a stroke. Oh my gosh, like when I was talking. But the pros about Oklahoma are that cost of living is so low. It's so low. If I just get a 3-bedroom house for my mom and my brother, we will be paying less than what we're paying for this 1-bedroom there. Which obviously things are really expensive in Arizona because of the location. Like, the weather is so incredible. I mean, it's fucking hot, bro. It's fucking hot, okay? But like, it's better than like cold and scraping ice off your windshields like I'm used to, you know? Not that I did that. My mom did that for me. I'll have to learn now, I suppose, but that's okay. But I kind of miss seasons anyways, but that's definitely a reason that people move to Arizona, obviously. And the cost of living is just so high. The minimum wage here is $11 or $12. I don't know, I don't work like that, so I don't know, but like, I think it's 11 when I was working, so it might be 12 now. That's what I mean. Like, I don't know. It's been a minute. I don't know. But so my mom makes more than that, but still making like $15 an hour like isn't a lot. Like, it's not a lot at all. And rent is hard to find under $1,200 here for a 1-bedroom, for a studio, for anything. And I have a big fam. We need 3 to 4 bedrooms, okay? So something that big would cost $2,000. Like, honestly, more than $2,000, like $2,300 for a solid house that we would want to live in. That's not gross, you know? And not in a bad area where people are like getting shot up and shit, because in Phoenix it's kind of intense sometimes. Like, even at my apartment complex, there's a cop here every single day, because people are being hood rats and shit, getting in trouble. That used to be me, so I understand, but I just am out of that phase of my life. I want to be away from it, and I have a family. Like, I'm scared that they're gonna get like around the wrong people at the wrong time, and who knows what will happen, you know? Because I've been through a lot of that, and they're saints, okay? They don't need to go through anything like that. But yeah, and in Oklahoma, I'll need to get a car, and taxes are a lot lower for self-employment, I believe. I'll actually have to look that up. I think I'm lying on that. I think I'm just assuming it is because everything is so low. So I'll look up the self-employment tax and we'll see. I would look it up right now, but I'm on my phone like filming. But yeah, I'm excited. I want to live in like the boonies. I want to live like in the middle of nowhere, but still be able to drive like max like 15 minutes to town, you know? But that is that's an option there. And here, that's not really an option. You're kind of like stacked on top of each other, which is another thing I don't like about Arizona. But I think we've made the decision that we're moving. Not even I think, we have made the decision. I'm just like trying to swallow that decision because I'm scared, and I'm like, ugh, like what if I will like go a step back? But I know myself, and that's not a thing. Also, my dad lives there, and you guys know my relationship with him. I have PTSD from him, so I just don't want to be around him at all. I don't want him to have my address. I don't want him to have anything. It's not safe. So that's a thing that I am scared about, but I know that the people in my life will trust that and not give out my address, you know? So I should be fine with that, you know, but it's just like the thoughts that are coming up. But yes, I have thought about Texas a lot, but I think I just need to be at a home base right now and see what happens. Who knows? Sorry, the lighting is getting so bad. I feel like it's progressively getting worse and worse and worse. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that a little bit. I will be moving in like March. I don't know when exactly we're moving, but my mom's gonna get a new job, and minimum wage is $7.25 in Oklahoma. But the cool thing is, like, no one pays you that. Like, no one, like, all the wages are a lot higher than that. I want to say, like, starting out, people make like $10, but because minimum wage is so low, the cost of living is so low, so people can live on minimum wage or try to attempt to. Usually 2 jobs on minimum wage, you would be able to live in Arizona, maybe like 50, 60 hours a week. Or not in Arizona, in Oklahoma, sorry. But yeah, I think most people like start out at like 10, and then if you've been experienced in a certain field, with which my mom is, she worked in a certain field for 20-25 years, so she's gonna be able to make like a lot more than minimum wage, and I think we'll just be in a way better position than we are here. People here don't see her skills for some reason. I don't know, like, it's like if you don't have a certain title here, they don't see your skills, even though it's like, I did this for 25 years. Like, it's so weird. I don't know, but in Oklahoma, they will definitely see her skills because there are less people and less competition, I guess. I don't know. Like, I think people just get like looked over if they don't look a certain way or act a certain way, or, you know, I feel like in Oklahoma it's just more personable. I don't know. It could be like all a bias and like how I grew up, but again, it's just my perspective. But I'm just excited to move back because I feel like my mom's gonna get an amazing job. My brother is gonna start working a different job as well, which I'm excited for him about, because they're gonna pay him like $10 more than he's making right now, which is insane. That's crazy. Because he's already like, I have buku money, because he doesn't have to pay anything, you know, yet. He's 18. He's like, he's getting there. He's had a job for like a year, and he's like, he's really good at saving. So he's like, feels like he's racking in, and I can't imagine him making $10 more than that. How good he's gonna feel, and how sufficient. And my mom, like, oh my gosh. What she's making right now is the most she's ever made, and when we go back to Oklahoma, I think she's gonna be making like dollars above that hourly. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited for them. I'm so excited for the possibility to reconnect with my friends. I miss them. A lot of them have babies now, and I kind of like removed myself from the situation. Obviously I left, so I feel like I'm like missing out on everything, and I haven't talked to them in a while, in a long while, and one of them got married, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm missing out on their lives, and I want to be a part of it. And when I get married, I want them to be in my wedding, even though I wasn't in hers because I was here. I don't think she even had a big wedding, but I don't know, like, I don't want to miss out on my life because I'm being stubborn, because I don't want to be in my hometown, you know? Everyone I care about is there, and I don't know, I took advantage of that. But I'm excited that I have the perspective now. But yeah, I'm gonna go edit this video, upload it. I need to take a thumbnail, not in the fucking dark. It's so dark. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna actually finish this pizza too. Well, probably eat one more piece. I ate two. It kind of looks like I just ate one, but I ate two. I'll probably eat one more, and I have to take my pills. Don't let me forget. Don't let me forget. I have to take my pills, my antibiotics, and my vitamin D, and my probiotic. I'm like all doped up right now, guys. Not really, but it feels like it because I never take pills. My probiotics and my prenatals. I'm not pregnant. I'm not, but I'm really low on a lot of vitamins. So they're like, just take this because it has all of it. I'm like, okay, I'll listen to you. And I take 10,000 UI of vitamin D. And like I said, I'm on my antibiotic because I have a sinus infection. So it feels like I'm doped up, but I'm really just getting all the good juices in there to make sure my body is fine and get rid of the infection and shit. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that. I love you guys. Drink a lot of water today, okay? I've been dehydrated. Maybe someone needs to hear that. And eat enough calories, bitches. Stop starving yourself if you do that, okay? And if you binge eat so much that you feel like you're gonna die and your stomach is gonna explode, don't, okay? Try not to today. Try to make yourself feel good by what you're eating today. And don't emotionally shove everything in your body and treat your body like a trash can. Treat it well, okay? I know both of those from experience, like binging and starving myself. So I love you guys. Have a good day. Me and Bentley, we'll see y'all bitches later. Okay, bye. He's shy.